Hello, thank you, and welcome to today's event. Discover the power of Infor Cloud Suite distribution. From the challenges of COVID-19, industry-wide labor shortages, and complex customer buying tools, it's important to stay ahead of the competition and learn why Infor Cloud Suite distribution is the ERP for distributors like yourself. Today's presenter is Rob Dallas. Rob has been helping distributors find their ideal software solution for over 25 years. From those 25 years of experience, Rob has been working specifically with the Infor distribution product line for more than a decade. He not only understands the software, but also the needs of distributors, which allows him to better assist his customers. At the end of the presentation, we'll have time to answer your questions. And as always, this will be recorded. So if you missed anything, feel free to go back and watch that. We'll have that available for about 24 to 48 hours afterwards. And also, you can schedule a demo with Rob himself to get anything answered. Little housekeeping. Down at the bottom of your screen, you'll see some icons. Links to ask questions. You can find recommended content, including customer success stories and white papers. Also, a link to our brand new wholesale distributors landing page to find access to all kinds of information, including events to future webinars, what customer success stories, white papers, and on-demand webinars for yourself. So make sure you check those out during the course of the thing. And now I'll send it off to Rob if he's all ready. Rob, take it away.
Great. Thank you, Jason, and welcome everyone. As far as today's agenda goes, we're going to look at distribution industry trends, the Infor distribution ERP solutions, a demo, the Aktion difference, and then we're going to leave some time to have some Q&A at the end. Infor is the author or the manufacturer of the software. They are currently the third largest ERP company in the world, and you can see their top positions here with their micro-vertical expertise, 9 out of 10 with electrical, 16 out of 20 with industrial distributors, their HVAC, and BMAT distributors. Over 9,500 cloud customers today. But I think what's important to note is that Infor is really striving to be leaders in technology and innovation. Okay, so not only adding functionality to assist distributors in running their business, but also leveraging technology similar to what we do in our personal lives within the distribution ERP itself. So your back office ERP software is obviously the backbone of your business, and it should provide the foundation for growth and manage every aspect of the business. Right? We don't want to be using parallel systems, manually processing outside of the ERP. If you are ready to modernize your operation, maximize profits, strengthen the foundation of your business, Infor Cloud Suite Distribution, also known as CSD, is the top choice for distributors like you. Why are people choosing Infor Cloud Suite Distribution? It provides real-time visibility. So you'll have real-time visibility into inventory levels, to sales, and most importantly, your financial data. Advanced analytics. So being able to turn that data into useful information, right, to make those critical decisions. Scalability, and I think this is an important one. As your company continues to grow, right, you need a robust and scalable software solution. So CSD has the ability to handle the large volume of transactions, but also allows you to manage your subscription a la carte. So maybe as your business evolves into a new area, we simply license and implement, let's say, that new module. Improved customer satisfaction. So provide customers with a seamless and hassle-free experience. Okay, right? More orders on time, less back orders, happier customers. So how do they do that? So again, some of the advanced features, I already touched on scalability, data-driven decisions, customer-centric, keeping customer pricing commitments, the ability to manage many different types of pricing records or pricing contracts and tools to mass update those, whether it be from a mass maintenance point of view or via an importing tool with Excel files from your vendors, let's say to update costs. Cloud Advantage, easy to access your information securely from anywhere and always staying current on the latest release because it's a true multi-tenant SaaS solution. CSD has very strong integration capabilities. right, with what's called the Ion middleware. So real-time APIs and bots to allow us to integrate to those other systems that your business may depend on. So how do we revolutionize your distribution operations? Industry-specific capabilities, right? Prepackaged workflows, content, integration. So being able to dictate what occurs or what happens when an event occurs in the system. Cloud and technology ecosystem. Right? As I mentioned, it's a true multi-tenant cloud platform. Global cloud infrastructure with AWS, again, for agility, scalability, and security. Excuse me. Agile deployment. So implementation accelerators and best practices built in to drive time to value. And we'll touch on a little bit later, Aktion's proprietary lean implementation as well as another aspect of how can we get you up on the system safely, on time, on budget. Okay, so with that, go ahead and share my screen. A second here. Toggle over to my Edge browser. All right, Jason, you should be seeing this. If not, please holler. But where I am now is, and again, you can see I'm on a MacBook Pro. If you're familiar with Apple products, running an Edge browser really doesn't matter what device you're on and what browser, as long as you have one of the most current versions. When a user connects to Cloud Suite Distribution, one of the options is to have them land on what's called a home page. And it comes out of the box with multiple templates to configure these, or you can build your own with the tools that they supply and the different widgets that are available. But this is a customer service homepage. And the idea here being is we can publish information out to a user based on their role and responsibilities versus relying on them to run a report or to go look at an inquiry. So here, again, just an example of what you could publish. Analytics may be important to that role. We have some widgets that are actually interactive. So they're talking real time behind the scenes to the ERP, right from your homepage. For example, customer lookup. I can type in something what I'm trying to find, select my customer, maybe even do a product lookup while I'm here. So I could quickly then pull up a product. Maybe I want to view the details and see this customer's today price for that item. And maybe I want to open up another window to see maybe inventory stocking levels and availability for those items. Some examples of additional information that you could provide to, again, this customer service rep role. Invoice information, again, the ability to look and search for those, as well as hyperlinks to drill down into the detail. So whenever you see blue underline, again, just like you're used to navigating in your personal lives on the internet, you can drill down to gain additional information. I see open orders and what stage are they in. Again, the ability to search through those as well. Customer period balance, quotes I may want to look at and process. Any alerts that are, again, important to my role. What am I supposed to be monitoring, or what do I need to be made aware of? I always want my inbox available to see my open events or alerts, and then the ability to start workflows manually. I mentioned earlier that most workflows you trigger off automatically based on a business event, but maybe there are some like a customer follow-up or a freight claim that you want to trigger manually. And then of course I could do a workflow viewer if I have security to see where it is in the workflow, to see if someone's resolved it or who it's hung up on, who hasn't resolved their responsibility. I'm going to go up to the navigation menu and jump into my Cloud Suite Distribution application. So this is the distribution ERP that you're used to working with. We'll call the other where we were here in this homepage. And again, I toggle between them. It's just a different tab in my workspace. Because again, throughout the day, as a customer service rep, you're constantly going to be going back to your homepage to interact, to look for new things. Again, all that other information is available here, which I'll show you, but it's just another workspace that you can work within. So let's do a scenario that customer calls and they want a quote or check availability. They want to know the status of an order or an open quote, and they want to place a new order. Well, I could go to the menu and drill down into those functions as you would assume. Okay. What's nice about the menu structure is a user only sees the functions you've granted them security to access. But I can also come up here and do an access code. And you start to memorize the acronyms involved with the system, as you can imagine. But you can also just type in what you're trying to do. So if I was trying to set up pricing, I could enter in PDSP, but I could type in the word pricing and see the different functions that contain those characters. And this first one is the customer pricing inquiry we want to look at. Now, before I do a customer lookup, notice what happens when I click on the field. It shows me the customers I've recently been working with. So every field you click on within the system is going to show you what are called MRUs, most recently used. And those seconds add up exponentially across the business. How many people are jotting down order numbers or part numbers, right, on yellow scratch pads or sticky notes. If I haven't been working with it, right, I could just do a lookup. Maybe I know part of their number. Maybe I know obviously part of their name, and the more characters or words I give it, it narrows down my search results. Maybe I know their address or zip code, or maybe I know part of their phone number. And as I start entering digits, it narrows down my search results. Okay? Same with product lookup. Let's say we're looking for a grill. I get a lot of hits. So let's say I want to filter down to my built-in grills. Well, now at the top of this search or the list results, you see items that contain both of the words that I've entered, similar to what you're used to getting when you do a Google search. And then below, I have items that contain either of the two words I entered. Notice I also get to see product availability right here before I select an item. But let's say in our scenario, there you have 80 different built-in grills. You can launch this more advanced lookup. This opens up a window with some product images, short description, product availability, but also a 256 character extended description, all of which is part of your lookups and your searches. And that's wherever you see a field for product in this example. And it uses the same lookups and searches. You just start typing. So let's go ahead and select an item. And notice here what we're provided with. I have available quantity, the list price of this item, this customer's today price, again, going through all of our contracts or pricing records. And notice this field has been changed to green. So by user, and you have to have security to do this, of course, but you can personalize the user experience. Again, it can be by individual. You can make it role-based because you want all your customer service reps to have similar screens, or company-wide. So you really can move fields around, relabel fields, hide fields, change color of fields. And how can you make the screens the most efficient for that type or specific user? I could do some different quantity breaks to see what the prices may be, maybe different units of measure. Maybe I want to jump into a worksheet, do some what if type pricing scenarios, right? Different cost plus models, different maybe different margin percent. And if you have security to do so, you might want to create a pricing record right here on the fly within this inquiry. Because as part of this negotiation, you've decided to honor that arrangement for the next 30 or 60 days. Okay. So let's say we've given our customer the information that they requested, and now they have a question about an open order or open quote. So again, I'm just going to use an access code here. And in this case, I'm going to type in order inquiry. And now I can go into OEIO. Again, I could have gone through a menu or used a bookmark. But now here within, and notice again, it's just opening up different tabs within the ERP itself. So really two different areas of tabs, one for the high level of the ecosystem for your workspaces, but then within CSD itself, you can be in as many functions as you want, multiple orders at the same time. It doesn't matter. There's no limitations. So here I can enter in the order I'm looking for, or maybe it is one of my recently visited, but all the inquiries have this advanced search. And the first thing you'll notice here is that my default search only has 7 fields enabled. One of Infor's philosophies is to keep screens simple and clean. We want them to look, we don't want them clunky or cumbersome, which make it seem complicated. But maybe in certain situations, I need to turn on additional fields to find the document I'm looking for. It could be a date range that it was entered or invoiced. Maybe I want to look at by product, right? Find open orders or past orders or quotes for a specific product. Maybe by reference field, maybe by transaction types. Okay? And notice again, because the underlying technology of the user interface is just redesigning my user experience, the screen layout. As a user, you could have personal save searches, or you could create system save searches as well. But maybe as a sales rep, I want quick access to my open orders or open quotes, or maybe to a specific job or ship to. I'm going to look for characters that are part of a customer PO. And notice I get multiple hits here, but again, notice the blue hyperlink, the customer column here. So I can click on that hyperlink and it takes me right into the customer inquiry for that account. So again, wherever you see the blue hyperlinks gives you the ability to drill down, or if you want to think about it, you're drilling across to another function. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and drill down into this third one here. Now I see some general information related to this order, maybe some analytics related to margin, maybe the type of lines that are on the order. I see the stage that this order is in as it processes through the system. But notice on this sub-tab here for line detail, I can navigate over to the body of the order. Now, again, the first thing that'll jump out at you is the hyperlinks. So again, if I wanted to see detail on this specific item, I could click on it, take me right into item inquiry for that item. Again, lots of information. This is more of a 360 view of the item. Everything related to sales processing. It could be warehouse totals, usage information, availability, etc. So again, just remember, any hyperlink you see is just one click away from additional information. So these grids or list views have some nice functionality built into them. Of course, you can sort by any column by clicking on it. You can rearrange the columns in any way you desire because most of the list views have a ton of information available to you. And again, through personalization, you could hide any of these columns you don't want. Maybe cost is important to you if you have security to see it. So you might want to pull that over next to the price column. So again, how can the screen be tailored to each user to be most efficient at their job or their role? All of the grids can be exported to Excel. They come in nicely formatted with filtering already established. Or right here within the ERP, you can actually enable filtering. So maybe let's say you're looking at this 80-line order, and very quickly I need to look at or look for tab extensions. So in that case, I could go to my description column. And again, I can filter out that it contains, begins with, doesn't contain, etc. But let's search for our tab extensions. So again, I have the same filtering that you may be used to using in a data tool or a reporting tool. And that's on any column within any grid. So again, maybe I want to filter by product category or by manufacturer or see my non-stock items on this order. All of those will be possible. Let's say with talking to the customer here that they realize they didn't give us the PO or we don't have a copy of it. So they email it to us. And what I want to show you is notice this panel over here that I haven't referenced yet. This is what's called the Smart Panel. And it provides some nice additional functionality, again, right at your fingertips. Maybe you want to go in and jump into the help system. And this can offer smart help of what you're trying to work with. So it's dynamic and it's changing based on where you are. You can also have your own personalized content as well. It could be specific to your organization. I could also go in and look at the web parts. Now, I have my inbox always at the top because, again, it's important for me to stay on top of my alerts or tasks. But notice the additional web parts I have. And one is for the doc management. So integrated doc management comes included, fully integrated, so you can attach any digital documents to any entity, a sales order, a purchase order, a product, customer, a vendor. So in this case, say they emailed that customer PO, I'm going to grab that document, drag and drop it over into the web part, and now the system's asking, okay, what are we associating it to? The item we're working with, the customer, or no, in this case, the sales order. And what is it? It's a customer PO. So once I upload that, now whenever anyone is either in manipulating or looking at this order, they'd have access to those digital documents. Okay. And again, I may want to quickly email it as well from right here. So you can leave this open. Commonly, it's collapsed to gain additional real estate, but you can also expand it and put it on a secondary monitor if you have one of those environments. So now let's say we've given them the historical information about this order. They're ready to place a new order. So I'm going to go into OET, order entry. And commonly here, you're going to either enter a new order, edit or maintain an existing order, delete or cancel an order. We also have a nice copy function. Sounds simple, but it is very powerful. You could take an old order and copy it to a new order. And obviously there's a flag that says reprice it with current pricing. You could take an old customer's order and copy it to a different customer or a different ship to or job, or you could have template orders out there that you want to copy to new orders. Okay. Again, the system remembers who we were working with, so I can select Northern Supply. And now when I get into my order here, notice the orientation is left to right. So my header or banner is over here on the left. Let's say I started an order and they actually want a quote. I could simply just change the order type. I don't need to delete it and re-enter it. Again, I could edit my ship to address, see my header totals, product selections done here in the middle, and my shopping cart or footers over here on the right. There are multiple ways to find products in Cloud Suite distribution. You set your default preference. So every time I go into order entry, this is what it looks like. This is called easy entry, and I prefer it because, let me do a lookup here. To me, it resembles what we're used to doing in our personal lives. Let's say if you get on Amazon, right, do your Christmas shopping, you type in something related to an item and you're going to get a list. You're going to get product images, short descriptions, you're going to see availability. You see this customer's today price going through all your contracts and pricing records. But what I also like about this is maybe you get multiple hits. This customer's interested in buying multiple LED lights from us. Well, I can go in and simply set the quantity for multiple items that they're interested in. And with one singular action, add all of those items to my shopping cart. And if we were finished, if that's all they wanted, I could quickly hit finish and get out of the order. So it really is built for speed. I could process an order in 3 or 4 seconds. But let's say in our scenario, no, they want to do some additional processing. They want to buy something that they bought a few months ago, or let's say even a couple of years ago. So I'm going to go up under line entry and toggle to another entry method called shopping. And one of the ways I can shop is based off a past sales list. So for any time period, this is going to produce what's called a simple list. It's going to show each item once that they've purchased within that time frame. And I see quantity, current quantity available, today's price, again, their price going through their contracts. Quantity recommended is the last quantity they purchased from you, last date of purchase, last price, additional, a ton of additional information, cost, margin information. And again, you could rearrange this grid if that's more important to you. You can pull it over so you don't have to scroll to see it, right? You want it right on the first screen that you see. You can search through this list. I could filter, as we talked about. But what makes this list unique is it's actually an order pad. So as I find the items that customers interested in, I can use my mouse or I can use my carriage return and my arrow keys and go down and set the quantity for multiple items. And then again, with one singular action, I can add all of those lines to my order. Okay? You may want to look at promotional items, dead stock you're pushing, maybe models that are being replaced. And we're really good at managing those with what's called a supersede item. Can you have custom lists that you may want to browse from? Another entry interface or experience, if you will, is advanced. And this will resemble what you're used to seeing in other systems. I could enter in a stock, non-stock, special order. So if I just start typing an item I'm interested in, right, I could enter in the SKU or anything related to it, like I showed you before. I can add this item. And as soon as I do, well, this item has been set up to have options or accessories. So automatically I can come up and now as a customer service rep, I know to offer customer, do you need any rollers, hardware, or belting? Again, that's as simple as selecting, setting the quantity. Maybe I'll select this item as well. And maybe on this item, we'll just leave it as 1. So now when you hit submit, all 3 of those items are added to the order. What happens if we don't have product available? Well, then we have a few different options here. First, the system's going to display what we have in other warehouses. I can also then see on this cross-reference view, maybe substitutes or alternate products that we have, because this could be the same SKU, just a different manufacturer. And if I were to select it, it would get added to the order. Or if the user has security, you may allow them to source it right here on the fly in sales order entry. And that could be from another warehouse. And in this case, if I select the remote warehouse, a transfer order is immediately created and tied to this sales order. And maybe I want to make this line a direct ship. Or maybe I want to source it with a purchase order. Again, my preferred default vendor comes up. I could leave it as a direct ship or have it come to my warehouse. Again, if I hit submit, a PO is immediately created and tied to this order. But in most cases, you're not going to let every user, especially sales reps, enter POs throughout the day. And I'm sure you can guess why. So in most cases, we're just going to let it be back ordered. And notice it's diagnostic, but there's nothing else the user has to do. That demand automatically flows downhill to your buyer in what's called the buyer's demand center. And in that work center, they're provided with both proactive demand for stocking levels and reactive demand for special orders or back orders. I could toggle over and look at the taxes and totals of this order. Again, I could manually manage my jurisdictions or interface to Avalara, fully integrated and automated. Or maybe I want to collect payment on this order. And maybe it's a deposit, and that deposit stays with this order. It doesn't go to AR, so it's automatically applied once this order is invoiced. And maybe they want to pay some by check and some by credit card. That's fine. A fully integrated credit card system meets all the latest federal PCI requirements, so it's tokenized. Or in our example, I could just hit finish, and it's going to go through all your rules, obviously for credit limit, but another rule could be to check margin tolerances because you let this user manipulate pricing. Okay, so that was a quick scenario. We did a few different things. We looked up availability and pricing in the customer pricing inquiry we were in. We looked at the status of an order, and we added a document through doc management system, and then we processed a new sales order for that customer. So with that, I'm going to jump back here and stop sharing my screen. There we go. So in summary, Infor is very distribution focused. This is their flagship distribution product going forward, where they're adding not only the new distribution functionality to increase the depth and breadth of functionality, but also by adding new technology, right? New innovation. Again, how can we leverage the technology that we are used to using in our personal lives to make us more efficient in our business lives? Just a little bit about who we are. At Aktion Associates, we are over 220 employees across the country. We are a national ERP software reseller and IT infrastructure provider. We have 2 company-owned data centers, top 20 VAR in North America, and recently we won the 2023 Top Workplace Award. What makes us unique? We are Infor's largest partner. We partner with other leading technology providers to transform business operations for our customers. We deliver high-value consultative services addressing business process improvement, including industry best practices and innovative technology solutions. And for our ERP implementations, our proprietary lean implementation process ensures a successful go-live. And what that means, again, is on time, on budget, and to verify that all of your employees are ready to make that jump to the new next-gen ERP system. Okay, I think I left a couple minutes left. So Jason, with that, I will throw it back to you. Did we have any questions come in?
Yeah, we do actually. Are there conversion tools to take our data and get it into Infor CSD?
Good question. Yes, we have tools for many different applications to take your current data. We can do data scrubbing and move it, if needed, and move it into Cloud Suite distribution. And typically there are multiple passes of that because we want to train on your data as well. But good question.
Great. Yeah, that's about it. Just to let everyone know, Infor Cloud Suite distribution, is time to put your profits in motion with Infor CSD. You know, the back office ERP software is the backbone of your business, and that's why we are providing a one-stop solution for distributors. If you're watching on a laptop or your desktop PC, take your phone and use the QR code scanner on that and scan that code to view our brand new distribution landing page for wholesale distribution. It contains all kinds of access to upcoming events and webinars, white papers, customer success stories, case studies, and other very, very useful information for you as a distributor. Once again, I'm Jason Naxon with Aktion Associates. You heard Rob Dallas presenting. We'd like to thank everyone for taking time out of your valuable day to come to our event. At the end of this, you'll receive an email thanking you for that, including a link to the on-demand version of this webinar, as well as a link to our wholesale distributors landing page as well. Check that out. For any questions, email Rob Dallas at rdallas@aktion.com and set up a demo with him. Everyone have a nice night and nice day. Rob, we'll see you next time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Take care.
Bye.